previous class when we have discussed in last class, right? And we'll just continuation with that, right? So as now when we just crossed about test signal and we just moved into next topic, right? So that continuation, time response analysis of first order as well as second order, and we're just going to move into time domain analysis, right? We'll just go with it. And actually, these are the things we have already discussed: order of system, type of system, poles, zeros, and stability. Based upon location of my poles and zeros, you could able to identify the stability of your system. If the system is not stability, we do not have the stability of parameter, and then we need to design a particular controller to make this unstable system into a stable system. And we're just going to analyze the time domain parameters, right? For coming class, we are just going to see. And anyone just give me just we'll have a quick recall, right? So anyone just give me what is the order of the system? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Sorry. Anyone make it fast? Order of system. We need to focus on my denominator. So denominator s sort of maximum coefficient, right? So it will be both are in a multiply, right? So the both are in a product, right? So that's why we need to multiply with the inside my bracket. And there is one more fraction factor s, it will be there. So total s to the power 3. So now maximum coefficient maybe that order of that the head of number is now 3, right? That's why the order of the system will be now 3, right? So just we'll have a quick recall. And this one, make it fast. Anyone just text me. Maybe mic unmute பண்ணிட்டு சொல்லுங்க. Make it fast. Time spend பண்ண வேணாம். We're just having a very small amount of time. Right? No people, right? So no one. So now fourth order, because s3 power is now multiplied with my inside bracket, it will be 4 now. And now this one. யாராவது பேசுங்கப்பா. Otherwise, I'm not hereafter I'm not going to raise any question, right? So not speaking. யாரும் பேசல. So 3, right? So maximum order of my that maximum coefficient will be 3. That's why its now order will be 3. And type of system, how many poles is now locating at my origin, right? Already we have discussed about these things also. This is my S plane, this is my real axis, and this is what my imaginary axis. How many poles are locating at my origin? 0, 0. That's what my S plane origin, right? So where I could able to find out the poles, in my denominator denotes that poles, and numerator of our transfer function denotes that you are zeros, right? So we'll have 3 values to be there because of s power maximum 3. அப்போ கண்டிப்பா 3 values கிடைக்கும் s க்கு, right? Definitely we are just going to equal to 0, and we could able to find out its values. Definitely s to the power 0 is now s will have 2 zeros. So 1, 2. So 2 poles are now locating at my origin. That's why it's a type 2 system. And the same way, this one, s to the power 3, s oda value 3 value kadaikum, 3 poles are locating at my origin. That's why it's called third type 3 system. This one also, right? So இது வந்து type 0 system, right? So s oda values in anyway 0 இல்ல, s will have different values. That's why type 0 system, right? So these are the things we have already discussed. So these are given transfer function. We need to find out roots, right? For this transfer function, in the sense denominator values I'm just going to equal to 0 பண்ண போறேன். You could able to find out denominator values, right? So that's called the roots of characteristic equation about my s values, right? So you could able to here we'll have it will easily you could able to solve. So equal to 0 பண்ணுங்க, s ஓட values என்னென்ன கிடைக்கும்? S ஓட value -2 கிடைக்கும், and then +3 and 0. And then this is my polynomial equation. Definitely we need to go with it one more formula, b minus b plus or minus 4a square minus, right, by 2a, right? So it's going to go with this equation, just find out s values, roots of this s value, and it will be some, definitely it will be an imaginary value to be coming, right? So right, it will be imaginary value to come, right? So just go with that, right? 0 -2, right? And remaining poles, it will be in imaginary axis. So these are some location of poles and zeros, right? So from this for this corresponding equation, -2 +3, right? Already told that +3, poles always indicate with my cross mark, and zeros always will be zeros. 3 poles will be there. Already we have seen that -2 +3 and 0. So we could see into mark, right? Here and here. right? And zeros will be -1, right? And -3. These are the zeros. It will be available in my numerator side. -1, -3. These are my zeros. Zeros will be always denoted by a zero symbol, right? So that's why -1, -3. These are some poles and zeros location of a entire transfer function. Based upon my poles location, maybe right with the help of this S plane, right? S is equal to the combination of real axis plus imaginary axis. That's why it's called total plane is now S plane, right? So based upon my location of our poles, you could able to understood, right? You could able to find out the stability of the system, right? This is the thing already we have discussed, and we have started on problem, right? So we have started on problem. This is what a problem. CFS by R of S is equal to 20 by S plus 10. So we're just going to, this is a transfer function, right? So this is what a transfer function. So this is what our mathematical model. For this system, we are just going to apply input and we're just going to find out the responses, right? So in a time domain area. So for that purpose, we have three different types of input: init impulse, init step, init ramp. So in yesterday itself, we have seen about init impulse and init step, and we have just stopped up to init ramp. Now with the continuation, we're going to store. And for init step input, R of S is now 1, right? So this is a given transfer function of your system. Now I'm just going to apply init impulse input over this transfer function. That is my R of S is now 1. So now I'm just going to bring this R of S into my right hand side. I'm just going to replace R of S into 1. Then the entire equation it will be become look like this, right? Because of R of S 1 value is now 1 because of init impulse input. The entire transfer function will be look like this. It will be converted to look like this. Now after this, we need to have a response, right, in terms of time domain, right? These are my frequency domain. S is in the sense frequency domain. Now I'm just going to apply inverse Laplace transform in such a way that you could able to convert this frequency domain equation into time domain, right? So just taking inverse Laplace transform, these are the things we have already seen. That's why CF is now converted to T and numerical number it will be 20 will be same, and S plus 10 it will be in the denominator, it will be converted into exponential, and the coefficient will be now in e to the power minus 10t, right? So this is in Laplace inversion formula. And while this same transfer function when subjected into unit step, right? So now we'll have unit step input. Now R of S value will be, what is it? R of S value for unit step 1 by S, right? This is what my unit step input value. Now I'm just going to bring this R of S into my right hand side, and I'm just going to replace this R of S value by 1 by S. Now I'm just going to replace 1 by S instead of R of S. Right, your entire equation is now converted into look like this because of R of S of value is now input value and CF is the output of a transfer function. And I'm just going to replace it. I'm just putting it out of my right hand side and just replaced it. You will get the equation look like this. Now we need to take an inverse Laplace transform, then you could able to find out the responses. But before into that, it will be in the form of multiplication. Directly, you couldn't able to apply Laplace transform. That's why we need a partial fraction method to obtain a separate form, right? That's why we're just going to segregate this equation into look like this. This is my transfer function. Now I'm just going to apply Laplace transform. We are just going to using partial fraction method. That's why we are just we could see, right, partial fraction. So fraction பண்ற ரெண்டு term இருக்கு. That's why I'm just going to partial பண்ணிட்டேன், right? So s ஒரு term, s plus 10 ஒரு term, right? And then just doing LCM, right? LCM taking an LCM on both sides and just going to have two equations and just put a is equal to 0, b is equal to minus 10 in such a way that you could able to find out a1 value and a2 value. Yesterday we have seen about a and b, and here it will be a1, a2. Just find out a1 and a2 value and substitute in our CFS equation. Now we could able to apply inverse Laplace transform, right? Then it will be entire equation will be look like this, right? Now CFT is now 1 by S is now 1 and 2 is now 2. S plus 10 it will be in the form of e power minus 10t, right? So this is up to we have just solved. And today we are just going to say about init ramp input for that particular transfer function. So init ramp or input order R of S order value 1 by S square, right? 1 by init impulse na 1 R of S value, right? Init step na 1 by S, init ramp na 1 by S square. So this is some thing we already seen in our, while solving in the test signal itself. Right now, I'm just going to replace R of S value in terms of 1 of S, 1 by S square. Right, I'm just going to bring this R of S over here because this R of S is input which is now applied to my this system. That's why I'm bringing this R of S into my right hand side. And R of S value is now already seen that R of S value is 1 by S square. That's why 20 by S square into S plus 10. So directly இங்க நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, we should be able to apply inverse Laplace transform. That's why we are just going to using a partial fraction. Then once you just finish the partial fraction method, and then you could easily apply inverse Laplace. So now we're using, we could just going to go with the partial fraction method, right? So we are having three terms actually. Here you could see three terms, s square into s plus 10. That's why we're just going to bring into three terms, a1, a2, a3. Maybe you could able to call it as a, b, c, or x, y, z. You could have variable name, you could able to have different name. It's not mandatory. So now three terms will be there, s layer under s, s square, s plus 10. That's why we're having three different constant value, a1, namely a2, a3. And now apply LCM on both sides, and common terms it will be cancel each other. And uh, for for example, right, it will be look like this. So right, so the entire LCM everything அப்படி இருக்கும். So a1 into s square into s plus 10 is s plus 10 plus a2 into s into s plus 10, right? And a3 into s cube. So these are the terms it will be available. In my left side, 20 will be available. Right? It's common term is cancel. In the common term, it should be cancelled each other. Right? So remaining things, you're just going to replace s to the power 0, s equal to minus 10. Right? In such a way that you could able to find out a1 value, a2 value, a3 value. Once you just able to find out a1, a2 value, just replace over here. Once you just replaced, then apply inverse Laplace. Right? So my a1, a2 value will be minus 2, 2 by 2. Right? Just substitute over here, and just now you could able to apply inverse Laplace transform. Then he could easily take a inverse Laplace transform, that is minus 2 plus 2t plus 2.2 into e power minus 10t. Right? So this is what a response. So these are the things we have already seen that. That's why I'm going to finish up this one. And today we're going to see one more thing that is called my time response analysis of a first order system. Already people know that order of the system, right? First order in the sense s to the power maximum பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதுதான் என்னுடைய ஆர்டர்னு சொல்லுவோம், right? So now we're going to categorize some parameters like time response of a first order system when init impulse input is now given. What is going to happen? This is a common notational format, right? So this is a common notational format about my first order system. எப்படி நான் first order system சொல்றேன்னு பாருங்க, s to the power, right? Maximum பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 1 தான் இருக்கு, right? s ஓட maximum மேல ஹெட்ல இருக்கிற 1 தான் order. That's why it's called first order system. And where is actually t, s oda coefficient t, that is called tau nu சொல்லுவாங்க, tau. That is called my time constant, right? Each and every system it has its own time delay, time constant. It's called my time constant, right? Tau. C of s is my output response and R of s is my input. So output by input, that's the ratio. Output by input, this is called my transfer function. That's why it's called transfer function. And tau is now time constant. This is my first order system. Now I'm going to apply unit impulse input, right? What are the things is going to be we could be able to calculate, right? I'm just going to, already we have discussed about init impulse or R of s value 1, right? Already we know. That's why now R of s is what right side R of s value 1. I'm just going to replace it. Now the entire equation it will look like this. Now we could able to apply inverse Laplace, right? Definitely could have that 1 by that's why I'm just going to, whatever maybe, I'm just going to bring it in this common format. Then only could be able to apply inverse Laplace, which is the common format 1 plus s. In the format na kondu varanum, right? Whatever maybe in the mari equation I need to bring it to this format 1 plus s, right? Appadi kondu vandha could able to easily take inverse Laplace, right? So appadi kondu vandinga, so total 1 plus in the inget tau irukku, in the tau neenga veliya eduthu poringa, then totally it will be v minus t by tau, right? So this is my init impulse oda first order response. The same way second order, எப்படி நம்ம sum solve பண்ணோம் அதே மாதிரி தான். This is my first order system. Now I'm just going to apply init step input. Init step க்கு R of s ஓட value 1 by s, right? 1 by s. So அப்ப 1 by s replace பண்ண போறேன். So 1 by s using partial fraction apply பண்ணுங்க, ab ஓட value find பண்ணுங்க, then just taking inverse Laplace transform, right? What we have is just solved this problem, right? The same procedure to apply over here. The same way init ramp input I'm just going to apply. R of s value will be 1 by s square, right? 1 by s square, right? 1 by s square. Now Just replace 1 by s square, and we'll get an equation like this, right? One this time is going to replace r of s in terms of 1 by s square. It will be look like this. And then just using before it taking inverse Laplace transform, just apply a partial fraction a, b, c whatever value. This is the same thing. Just find out a1, a2, a3 values. Substitute. Once you got these values, then you could easily apply inverse Laplace transform, right? It will be very easy. The same thing. The sum எப்படி சால்வ் பண்ணோமோ அதே மாதிரி தான், right? And while coming to these are the things about first order system, right? Just now we have discussed about only first order system. Now we are just going to moving into second order system. What is mean by second order system? So s ஓட maximum coefficient என்னவோ அது நம்ம second order system சொல்லுவோம், right? So இதான் உங்களுக்கு நம்ம CI 2ல உங்களுக்கு ஒரு 2 மார்க்ல கேட்டிருப்பேன், பட் ஆல்ரெடி because we are just run out of time, right? So நிறைய நம்ம டைம் கேட்டிருந்தேன், ஸோ அவர்ஸே கொடுக்கல. That's why we couldn't able to what could I say covered this topic, right? Anyway, we're just moving like that. This is a general order format, right? So this is a general format about my second order system. So second order system நான் எப்படி சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா, right, we need to focus on my denominator of your transfer function. அதோட s ஓட maximum headல என்ன இருக்கு, பவர்ல என்ன இருக்கோ அதான் அதோட numbers தான் it will be called as order. So this is a second s ஓட maximum in the equation la pathina s ஓட maximum 2 தான். That's why it's called a second order system. This is a common overall format, right? This is a common overall general form, right, about my general system. CFS by RFS, output by input, right? எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா this is all over the world, right? So second order system ஓட common notational general format it will look like this. wherever இருக்கோ wherever university இருக்கோ this general format. இதை சால்வ் பண்றதுக்கு it will take minimum 20 minutes, பட் உங்களுக்கு தேவைப்படாது because it's not up to in-depth question, right? So உங்களுக்கு அது வராது. That's why I'm just going to straight away moving into second order system. So இது எங்கிருந்து வந்து நீங்க கேட்டுக்கலாம், இந்த ஃபார்மட் எங்கிருந்து நியூவா வருதுன்னு கேட்கலாம், but it will took around 20 minutes to get this equation, but it will be very easy to also, right? But anyway அதை சால்வ் பண்ணா again நம்ம forthcoming topics cover பண்ண முடியாது because we are just having only around 15 hours to move, right? So actually student நீங்க தான் what could I say ultimate aim actually for the faculty, but you people need to have a request, right? So உங்க HOD கிட்ட உங்களுக்கு யார் ஃபேக்கல்டி எங்ககிட்ட நீங்க தான் கேட்டுக்கணும் அவர் எங்களுக்கு வேணும் அப்படின்னா, பட் நீங்க எதை ரெக்வயர்மெண்ட் கேட்க மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க, எங்களுக்கு ஹவர்ஸ் வேணும், நீங்க கிளாஸ் வேணாங்கிறீங்க அப்படின்ற இப்போ நான் என்ன பண்ண முடியும், ரைட்? ஸோ யூ நீட் டு ஹேவ் what could I say you need to more interest and more come forward to have much more classes அப்படின்னு இருந்தா we could have that. Right, when you no issues, but if you're just more interested on this second order system, IB control system, just ping me, right, in my WhatsApp, right? I'm just going to give you, right? So this is my general second order system where omega n is now natural frequency and epsilon is now my damping ratio, right? So this is a notation where omega n is now natural frequency and epsilon where a damping ratio. Right, damping ratio in the sense actual damping by initial damping. This is the ratio between my two things. That's why it's called damping ratio. With the help of damping ratio values, right? So we could able to classify our second order system, right? If your epsilon value is now 0, right? If your epsilon value is now 0, that is undamped system or an oscillating system. Got idea? If your epsilon value is 0 equal to 0, in the sense that system is now nature of that where I'm just going to call it system, that is what I'm just going to represent a transfer function. That's all, nothing. System na neenga confuse ayikondiga, I'm now call it as system engra transfer function, right? Model, mathematical model. So where in a second order mathematical model in our transfer function about this system, where epsilon is now 0, that system is now naturally it's now oscillating system, right? So undamped system. If for epsilon value less than 1, this is called underdamped system. Got idea? This is an undamped system. This is underdamped system. If epsilon value is now equal to 1, that is critically damped system, right? If your epsilon value is now greater than 1, that is called overdamped system, right? So based upon my damping ratio, your system could be classified into 4 categories. If it is equal to 0, undamped system. If it could be less than 1, underdamped. If it could be equal to 1, critically damped. If it is greater than 1, that is called overdamped system, right? So right, that I'm just going to moving with it. And what are the time domain specifications of about my second order system, right? So it's a very important thing. So already yesterday we have discussed about a transient response, steady state response, right? I'm just going to have a step input over here. Now I'm just going to input I'm just going to apply input, and the system is going to be a response for this purpose, right? இப்படி போயிட்டு இருக்குன்னு சொன்னலையா, this is what my இந்த ஏரியாவில் இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே transient response. இந்த ஏரியாவுக்கு அப்புறம் போறது எல்லாமே it's called steady state response, right? So in the response that we are just going to study. So in the response that it's called, we are just going to make it an analysis. இதெல்லாம் analysis பண்ண போறோம், right? So in the response that we are just going to focus on. So in the form of time domain, right? So the rise time. So this is a simple formula for our rise time. When the response of your system reaches about its 90% of its final value. I already told that yesterday, right? If you're just going to running about a bike or a car about 50 km/h in the sense, right? My ultimate aim is to reach 50 km. But என்னோட கார் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இனிஷியலாக ஜீரோல வந்து எக்ஸிட் பண்ண பிறகு ஆட்டோமேட்டிக் கார் ரைட்ஸ் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கண்ட்ரோல் டிசைன் பண்றப்ப மை அட்டானமஸ் கார் இஸ் நவ் எடுத்தோடனே 50 km ரீச் ஆகாது, ஜீரோல இருந்து தான் ரீச் ஆகும். 0 1 2 3 அப்படிதான் கிலோமீட்டர் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும். அரௌண்ட் 45 km ரைட்ஸ் ரீச் அதோட அவுட்புட் காரோட மேக்ஸிமம் ஸ்பீட் 45 ரீச் ஆகிறப்ப எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுத்துக்குதோ அந்த டைம் தட்ஸ் மை ரைஸ் டைம், ரைட்? ஸோ ரைஸ் டைமோட ஃபார்முலா நோட் இட் டவுன். ஸோ ஜஸ்ட் ஹேவ் ஒரு சயின்டிஃபிக் கால்குலேட்டர் வித் யூ அண்ட் பேப்பர் வித் யூ, ரைட்? I'm just going to solve 2 more problems, and then you could easily understood, right? Time domain specifications, right? Just have our scientific calculator and paper with you, right? So rise time formula, pi minus phi divided by damping frequency, omega suffix d. This is a simple formula. Through this formula, you could able to find out our rise time. And then each and every system, it has own delay, right? Delay time, right? So zero car on the rest position irukku. நீங்க கார் ரெஸ்ட் பொசிஷன் இருக்கு, பெடல் பிரஸ் பண்றீங்க, இட் வில் டேக் சம் டைம் டு ரீச் அபவுட் இட்ஸ் இனிஷியல் வேல்யூ, ரைட்? ஸோ இட் வில் டுக் அபவுட் 50 km 20 km ரீச் ஆகிறதுக்கு இருக்கிற மினிமம் டைம் இட் வில் பி கால்ட் டிலே டைம், ரைட்? ஸோ மை அல்டிமேட் டைம் இஸ் டு ரீச் 50 km, பட் ரைஸ் டைம் 90% ரீச் பண்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுக்குது, தட்ஸ் வாட் மை ரைஸ் டைம். அண்ட் டிலே டைம் 50% ஆஃப் அவுட்புட் ரீச் பண்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுக்குது, தட்ஸ் வாட் டிலே டைம், ரைட்? டிலே டைம். So 1 plus 0.7 epsilon by natural frequency, right? So this is what my just a simple formula about my delay time calculation. And then settling time இங்கிறது எனக்கு 50 km ரீச் ஆயிட்டு மீட்டர் ஆயிட்டு இருக்குல்ல, this is called steady state, right? So இதுக்கு எவ்வளவு நேரம் டைம் எடுத்துக்குது? The system is going to reach about 98% of its final value. அப்படின்னா ஒரு 98%னா 50 km சொல்லியிருக்குன்னா 48 km/h எல்லாம் 49 ரீச் ஆகுறதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுத்துக்குது? That's what's my settling time calculation. So wherever it goes, just say time domain specification. In the sense, we're just going to calculating time, right? So we're just going to focus on only time. So 90% of output reach பண்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுத்துக்குது, and delay time 50% of output reach பண்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுக்குது, and finally என்னுடைய goal achieve பண்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுக்குது. We just now focus on only time. That's why it's called a time domain specification. That's why we are just simply called as time domain specifications, right? Now, and peak time, right? So now next, these are the parameters, very important parameters in this module, right? So definitely there's some keeping in our semester examinations, right? We'll see one problem we'll just you could easily understood, right? So these are the simple formula, rise time, and just note it down. Rise time formula, pi minus phi by omega d, and delay time 1 plus 0.7 into epsilon divided by omega n. Settling time 4 by epsilon into omega n. It will be very easiest thing, right? We'll just see. And peak time is equal to 5 by omega n square root of 1 by epsilon square. So by using this formula, you could easily understood peak time, right? I already told that. So 50 km reach பண்ணிருக்குன்னு so நம்ம செட் பாயிண்ட் வச்சிருக்கோம், but the system is going to be reach about 52 km and it will come to rest position and again it will reach to 50. So this is a maximum peak 52 போகுது இல்லையா, அது எந்த டைம்ல போகுது, that time is now called peak time. And maximum peak also, right? This is simple formula, e to exponential over minus epsilon 5 square root of 1 minus epsilon square into 100. This is called maximum peak overshoot, right? It's just to now 50 km மேல வந்துட்டு 50 to 53 54 போகுது இல்லையா, அந்த average in terms of hundreds நான் calculate பண்ண போறேன், right? So these are the 5 formulas definitely needed, we need to keep in our mind. So while solving problem in our university examinations, definitely rise time. So what are the time domain specification about my second order system in the sense rise time, delay time, settling time, peak time, and maximum peak overshoot. These are the 5 important time domain parameters will be available to analyze any kind of time domain system, right? So very important. Once I'm just going to repeat it: rise time, delay time, settling time, peak time, and maximum peak overshoot. These are the 5 very important time domain specification parameters will be available and time domain analysis, right? Wherever you go. right? We'll see one problem, and then you could easily understood the time domain parameters, right? So this is a given system, right? System with unity feedback, right? A system with unity feedback. This is a system, g of s. I am just going to draw g of s over here. This is what my g of s, right? So g of s is now given, right? And determine the time domain specific. It is a question, right? So determine the time domain specification of a given system when init step input is now applied. So this is a GFS, right? I'm just they are just going to give an input that is called my init step input, right? So U of t init step input. Init step now 1 by yes. Yes, init step input is given to this my system, right? Definitely I need a feedback. That's why h of s is now 1. H of s is now 1. Unity feedback. That's why they told that unity feedback. That's why h of s is now 1. Right? Definitely I need a negative feedback. That's why it says error comparison, right? So definitely I have a summation over here, error amplifier, negative feedback, and it's now given back into my GFS. This is what my closed loop system, right? So I'm not drawing anything new, right? So already people are already familiar with this one. I'm just drawing a graphical representation over this in my question, right? So question graphical represent பண்ணிருக்கேன். No, but they just given about open loop transfer function. They already told that already open loop transfer function they are just given. அப்ப வெறும் GFS தான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, right? Now we need to find out time domain specifications. So for that purpose, we need to apply unit step input for the given closed loop system. Just see, we are just given a closed loop system for unity feedback, but they're actually given only GFS. So we need to calculate closed loop system. So this is my negative feedback. The negative feedback oda transfer function என்னது solve பண்றப்ப எனக்கு என்ன கிடைச்சது g by 1 plus g into h. This is what a closed loop transfer function. நமக்கு தெரியும் negative feedback solve பண்றப்ப if it is a positive feedback na g by 1 minus gh. But this is what my plus gh, right? அப்ப என்ன equation வரும் g of s by r of s is equal to g by 1 plus g into h. H of s is now unity feedback. So unity feedback that is called 1. H of s is now value will be 1. Up I need to solve it. So where g of s is now 144 divided by s into s plus 2 divided by 1 plus g of s. Again 144 s into s plus 2. Take LCM on this denominator side, right? Just take LCM and common term it's getting cancelled each other. And just find out the transfer function, it will be look like this 144 divided by s square plus 2s plus 144. This is what my closed loop transfer function. Now this is what my transfer function, right? So question nalla watch பண்ணிக்கோங்க. They will just initially they will just going to give a only open loop transfer function. They will just give a clue, right? In question itself they just going to give a clue, and on the clue which நம்ம diagram draw பண்றோம், and then just make a closed loop transfer function. So now we'll got a transfer function like 144 divided by s square plus 2s plus 144. Right now we'll have a they're asking about the time domain specifications, right? So this question will be time domain specification. We need to find out time domain specification. Rise time, that is called t suffix r, rise time, t suffix d, delay time, t suffix s, settling time, t suffix p, peak time, and percentage overshoot. These are the 5 terms we are just going to find out. This is a university question. In the mother we need to find 5 specifications, 5 individual formula இருக்கு, right? Just by using 5 formulas definitely you could able to solve it, right? Before into that we need to bring it out in the form of second order system. அவங்க கொடுக்கிறது பாத்தீங்கன்னா GFS மட்டும் தான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, but we are just going to calculate a second order system with the help of their clues, right? So clue கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, அந்த clue வச்சு நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம் second order system கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம். Now common second order system format it will be this one. This is my common second order system general order format. So output GFS divided by input R of S, whereas my general order second order format will be look like this. This is a general format about my second order system, right? By comparing with my second order system with my input system, that is what just now we have arrived, right? So this is my closed loop second order system that just now we have derived. By comparing with that, I'm just going to find out natural frequency damping ratio, right? So these are the things we are just going to find out. By finding this natural frequency and damping ratio value only, we could able to find out rise time, peak time. நல்லா வாட்ச் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஃபார்முலா பார்த்து நோட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். ரைஸ் டைம், செட்டிலிங் டைம், டிலே டைம், everything, right, is now end with my natural frequency and damping ratio. That's the parameters values இருக்கு. So அப்ப என்ன பண்ண போறேன், இந்த values நான் find பண்ணி தான் I could able to find out these parameters values, right? இன்னும் in depth போலாம், but it will be more than enough, right, for you people, right? If any just having doubt in the sense, just stop it somewhere, right? So simply it will be very easy once you just able to compare and just able to find out omega and epsilon. Definitely could easily at the after 5 minutes, right, we could able to solve this problem. It will get a 10 mark question, right? So இதுதான் கொஞ்சம் லேட் ஆகும். எங்க லேட் ஆகும், by understanding this question and just converting into second order system. It will be took 2 to 3 minutes. So அது ஃபைன் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா it will be very very easy. After 10 minutesல இங்க சமயம் முடிச்சலாம், right? So this is what my comparison. Now omega n square இருக்க வேண்டிய இடத்துல என்ன இருக்கு, 144 இருக்கு, right? So now omega n square இருக்க வேண்டிய இடத்துல 144 இருக்கு. Now omega n square is equal to 144. Up now what is the value of omega n? Omega n square root of 144, right? So I think 12, right? And then s square இருக்க வேண்டிய இடத்துல s square தான் இருக்கு, right? So 2 epsilon omega n அந்த இடத்துல என்ன இருக்கு, வெறும் 2 இருக்கு. So I'm just going to equal to both values, right? 2 epsilon omega n இந்த இடத்துல என்ன இருக்கு, 2 இருக்கு, right? அப்ப இந்த 2 with 2 cancel ஆயிடும். So epsilon omega n is equal to 1. Now already we know the omega n value, it is called 12. So அப்ப இந்த omega value நான் இங்க replace பண்றேன், and then epsilon value 1 by 12. So 1 by 12 value another 0. Just calculated it 0 point something, right? And then omega n square already we know 144. So right, so by equating this, by maybe this comparing this equation, two equations, definitely could able to find out omega n epsilon. This is a very first step solving in our time domain specifications, right? I could easily understood omega n values 12 because we are just comparing 144 and 2 epsilon omega n is now 2, and then just replace omega n value. Already we have just found 12 value over here, substitute omega n value 12 over here, and you could easily find out epsilon 0.08. So 0.08, it's definitely it's less than 1. So what type of system this one? Anyone just give me epsilon value less than 1. What type of system? If epsilon less than 0, under undamped system. If less than 1, underdamped system. If it is equal to 1, critically damped. If it is greater than 1, overdamped system. Now it will be less than 1 actually, right? It's called underdamped system, right? Now we need to just going to find out peak time. So pi omega t. So this is my peak time formula. T suffix p is equal to pi by omega t. Pi oda value namakku theriyum 3.14. So while using your scientific calculator by solving this control system, definitely you people need to have in our calculator mode in a radian mode, right? Just have in our mind. Degree mode irundhuchna answer will be wrong because we are just going to talking about only frequency, right? That's going to talking about frequency to be radian per second. Definitely your calculator should be in a radian mode, not in a degree mode, right? So we just keep in our mind that while just solving these things, we're just going to calculate frequency. That's why we're just going to have in our calculator mode will be radian mode, right? Just keep in our mind. And then where actually how we able to find pi namakku theriyum 3.14. Where actually omega t? In our previous equation we have only seen omega n actually. Omega n da namakku kaiyila vechirukom. We are not having omega d. Appo omega d oda formula enna, right? So it will be very easy. Omega d formula is very very simple. Omega n into square root of 1 minus epsilon square. Just substitute omega n value 12. Already we know those values, right? Omega n value 12, right? Epsilon value 0.08, right? Just substitute those values 0.08 whole square. Substitute panning you will get omega d value. Just once you just got omega d value, substitute over here, and you will know pi value 3.14 divided by 11.958. Now you could easily understood. You could able to have value peak time. That's be 0.02 second. At the time of 0.2 second, the system it will reach its maximum peak values, right? We'll see on the end of this problem. I'm just going to draw a graphical representation of this response of the system. You could easily understood actually where actually peak time is now going to appear, right? So very easy irukappa, romba easy da. Formula mattum mind la irukanum. So omega d formula namakku theriyum. Omega d formula enadhu? Omega n square root of 1 minus epsilon square. அப்போ omega n value நம்ம already தெரியும், epsilon தெரியும். Substitute பண்ணுங்க. சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்ணிட்டு இங்க ஃபைண்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா TP கிடைச்சிடும். இட்ஸ் வெரி ஈஸி, ரைட்? ஸோ இந்த ஃபார்முலா மட்டும் மைண்ட்ல இருந்தா இட் வில் பி வெரி ஈஸி. அண்ட் தென் ரைஸ் டைம் ஃபார்முலா. Rise time formula 5 minus 5 by omega d. Just now we have found omega d. So omega d ஓட formula என்னது? Omega n square root of 1 minus epsilon square. இப்போதான் நம்ம find பண்ணோம். That is called around 11 point something, right? So 11 point something கிடைச்சது. I could say எவ்வளவு கிடைச்சது? 11.958. Just now we have arrived 11.958 second. So radian per second. Radian per second. Just now we have just solved. Pi ஓட value already தெரியும். What is now new value is now coming. What is now 5. So 5 out of formula will be very easy. Inverse tan 1, right? So tan inverse of square root of 1 minus epsilon square by epsilon, where actually this is a 5 value. So already we know epsilon value 0.08. Just substitute and find tan inverse. Once you just got tan inverse value, just substitute over here. That's called my pi value. Just substitute pannunga, you get the raise time. So raise time it will be now 1.487. Sorry, that's what my pi radian value 1.48. Once you just got this value, just substitute over here and you could able to find out rise time. Rise time will be 0.1383 seconds. 0.1383 is my rise time about a particular system, right? So formula மட்டும் மைண்ட்ல வச்சுக்கோங்க. It will be very easy. Formula தெரிஞ்சதுனா simply substitute பண்ண போறோம். இந்த substitute பண்ணதுல எங்க substitute பண்றோம்? செகண்ட் ஆர்டர் சிஸ்டத்தை கூட கம்பேர் பண்ணி epsilon omega n. Once you just able to find omega n epsilon அந்த செகண்ட் ஆர்டர் சிஸ்டம் கூட கம்பேர் பண்ணி கிடைச்சதுன்னா everything is easy. டக் 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 முடிச்சிடலாம், ரைட்? டைம் then pick overshoot formula e to the power minus 5 epsilon whole divided by 1 minus epsilon square. நமக்கு epsilon தெரியும், epsilon value தெரியும். Simply substitute பண்ணுங்க and have exponential. Will have value 76.89%, right? So last one, settling time. Last formula, settling time. Settling time will have two types of formula at 2% of tolerance and 4% of tolerance. Sorry, 2 and 5% of tolerance. We'll have settling formula very easy. At 2% tolerance, in the sense formula will be looked like this: 4 by epsilon omega n. If it is a 5% of tolerance, equation will be 3 divided by epsilon omega n. Already we know the value epsilon 0.08 already we have in our hand. Omega n, that is now 12. Right? Just simply substitute, you could able to find out my settling time. So now, if it is a 5% tolerance, 3 second. Right? Any doubt up to this? 5 minute rise time, peak time, settling time, and maximum overshoot. Right? So delay time. So these are the things we have just solved. So these are simple, very easy. Anyone is going to recall once again. How I am going to calculate these are the things. I think my screen is got away. 1 second. Please solve one more time. I'm just going to show you, because whiteboard net will be very easy. One second. PPT is gone. புரியுதாப்பா? ஃபார்முலா மட்டும் மைண்ட்ல வச்சுக்கோங்க. Simply just replace those values and you could easily understood, right? That's why. Now I just back to my PPT 1 second. Now I'm switch over into my PPT. Anyone just confirm me whether you could see my screen now? I just shared right now. Yeah, it's getting shared. Right, once I'm just repeating, this is a simple way, right? Now you could see the screen. So actually they're just given a open loop transfer function, but they're just given us some clues, right? Init feedback, open loop, and init step. These are the clue. Now I'm just going to repeat once again, right? They're just giving a clue: init feedback, open loop. Already they told that they already itself they just given a init feedback. That's why they're just given only init feedback as well as open loop, right? Now I'm just going to convert it into closed loop transfer function, right? Once you're just able to convert into closed loop transfer function, then just you could able to have a negative feedback. Once you're just able to have a negative feedback, it simply will have equation g by 1 plus into gh, where h of s is a negative feedback, that's why 1, and our entire closed loop transfer function will be look like this, right? Now after your arriving in my second order system, just compare with my general order format, right? So this is my general order second order equation. Just compare with my closed loop transfer function, right? Compare பண்ணுங்க, omega n value and epsilon values find பண்ணுங்க, right? So just equal terms equal பண்ணுங்க, you could able to find out omega n values, right? So where omega n square is now 144, right? So numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator, compare பண்ணுங்க. And then omega n square 144, whereas omega n is now 12. Square root of 144, right? So 12. And then 2 epsilon omega n irukku இடத்துல என்ன இருக்கு? 2 இருக்கு. Just already we know that omega n value just now we have arrived. Omega n value 12 னு replace பண்ணுங்க. So 2 by 12. So 2 by 24. So what is by 1 by 24? It will be around 0.08. And whereas omega d is a simple formula, omega n square root of 1 minus epsilon square. Omega n நம்ம இப்பதான் கண்டுபிடிச்சோம் 12. And epsilon value just now we have found 0.0. Just substitute it, you could have that value of omega t, 11.958. And then we know that formula, peak time, just substitute your pi values and omega d value. Omega d value is actually omega n square root of 1 minus epsilon square, right? Just now we have arrived 11.958, right? Up to pi by 11.958 putting now, we will get a peak time value around 2.267. So this is what my peak time about my response of my second order system, right? So definitely keep in our mind in that, right? We are just now focusing on frequency. Definitely your calculator mode should be in a radian mode, not in degree mode, right? So while just calculating in our scientific calculator, definitely your calculation of it will be in a radian mode only. And then rise time. So rise time formula, it will be very easy. 5 minus 5 divided by omega t. Whereas my 5 formula, tan inverse of square root of 1 minus epsilon square by epsilon, right? We know that epsilon value 0.08, just substitute over 0.08 over here, then you could able to find out pi value. Pi value will be 1.147 now. Once I just got a pi value, directly I'm just going to substitute in my trace time formula, and already we have derived omega d value, already just now we have solved it. Just substitute pannunga, we will have a rise time 0.1383. Right? Well, coming to third one, percentage peak overshoot. This is a simple formula, e to the power minus 5 by epsilon. Already we know this epsilon value we just compared with my second order system. நமக்கு என்ன கிடைச்சிருக்கு 0.08 கிடைச்சிருக்கு. Just substitute this formula and just have a calculation. You could able to have a max peak overshoot around 76%. And the last one, it's a very important thing, settling time of any system, right? Settling time, it will have two things that is called 2% of tolerance and 4% of tolerance. If it is a 2% of tolerance, your equation will be 4 by epsilon omega n. So where I already know epsilon value is 0.08, omega n value 12. Just substitute value, will be able to find out your settling time about 4 seconds, right? The same way settling tolerance, right? So it will be now 5%. We'll have one more formula, 5% of tolerance. So for that purpose, your settling time, the same formula, it will be somewhat it's getting changed. In 4 and 3 3 divided by epsilon omega n. Just substitute your omega value, epsilon value, you could able to find out settling time. So right, so these are all the 5 important time domain parameters we have just solved. So rise time, peak time, settling time, maximum overshoot, delay time. So university la kandipa indha questions varum. So just to keep in our mind that, so formula mattum theriyadha it's more than enough, right? So neenga second order system derive pannittu just compare with my general order format. General order format kuda neenga just compare pannina will get able to omega n epsilon n, right? So once you just able to compare this one, right? So once you just able to arrive epsilon value, omega n value, after it will be very very easy. So you could easily solve, right? So within 5 to 10 minutes you could able to solve everything, right? So now we'll see one more problem, right? So regarding this time domain parameters. So now the same thing they are asking about, this is a given system, right? So differential equation, they instead of directly they're just giving transfer function, just got only small idea. Instead of giving a direct transfer function, they are just going to give a differential equation, right? They're just given a differential equation, and then from that differential equation they're just asking about time domain specifications. They're asking about time domain specifications such as settling time, peak time, delay time, rise time, peak overshoot, and one more thing, output response they are asking. It will be very easy. Now I'm just going to start. So the given system will be in the form of differential equation, not in a transfer function, right? We need to find out a transfer function of our given differential equation. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும், we need to apply a Laplace transfer function, right? So we need to apply Laplace transform, then only you could able to find out a transfer function, right? So in the system input பாருங்க, right, x of t, and output is now y of t. Two variables are there, x of t, y of t. Now the given system will be d square y of t by dt square 5 into dy by dt plus 16 into I dt. This is a given system. Just I'm rewriting once again, and just apply Laplace transform. Then you could easily convert a d square into s square, d in terms of s, y in the form of s, right? Which is going to replace taking Laplace transform, right? So the entire double derivation is be replaced with my s square, single derivation s, and it will be small s, right? It will be now y. So it will be 9, it will be capital X. Right? Whereas my common terms y of s, I am just going to bring y of s my outside. So y of s na வெளிய எடுத்துட்டா remaining terms my s square plus 5s plus 16. Right? So equal to 9x of s. Just rearrange your input and output, right? Input is now x of s, y of s is my output, right? Just rearrange this equation, என்ன கிடைக்கும்? Y by x, right? So this is my rearrange output by input is equal to 9 divided by s square plus 5s plus 16. This is what my transfer function right now in our hand. ஸோ ஒரு ஸ்டெப் உங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி நமக்கு போயிட்டாங்க, ரைட்? ஸோ நம்ம எப்பவுமே ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஃபங்க்ஷன் கொடுப்பான்னு எதிர்பார்ப்போம், பட் இட்ஸ் நாட் நீடட் ஆக்சுவலி, இட்ஸ் நாட் மேண்டட்ரி. ஸோ அவங்க இப்படியும் கொடுப்பாங்க, ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஃபங்க்ஷன் கொடுப்பாங்க, and we need to take a Laplace and we need to rearrange it and we need to have a transfer function look like this, right? So now we'll have equation 9 by s square plus 5s plus 16. This is what now we are having a transfer function. Now we could able to apply my second order general order format. Now we could able to compare with my second order format. Now where actually omega n square எங்க இருக்கு? 9 இருக்கு. So அதை compare பண்ண போறேன். 2 epsilon omega n கூட என்ன இருக்கு? common term 5. Just compare with this one. So whereas omega n square is equal to 9, அப்போ omega n 3. Right? So 2 epsilon omega ns. So நான் compare பண்றேன். 2 epsilon omega n is equal to 5 இருக்கு. Where already know omega n 3. So இந்த பக்கம் போச்சுன்னா 5 by 3 ஆயிடும், right? 5 by 3. இந்த 2 கீழே வந்துச்சுன்னா 5 by 6. அப்போ epsilon value 5 by 6, right? 5 by 6 ஓட value it's now great 0 point something, right? So 0 point something வரும். We'll see. Now it's going to got idea omega n square 16, where actually my general order format will be omega n square, இங்கேயும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா omega n square. But in my second order equation here pathina 16, but here it will be 9, but it should be same value இருக்கணும். It should be same values இருக்கணும், right? So இங்க 16 னா இங்க 16 தான் இருக்கணும், இங்க 20 னா இங்க 20 தான் இருக்கணும். அப்போ they could able to easily compare with these values. பட் இங்க omega n square ஒரு 9 இருக்கு, பட் இங்க omega n square 16 இருக்கு. அப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும்? இதை நான் 16 கொண்டு வரணும்னு என்ன பண்ணணும்? Numerator and denominatorல 16 ஆல multiply பண்ண போறேன். So I'm just going to multiply it on my numerator as well as denominator by 16. Right? That's why omega n square is now 16, omega value now 4, and we could able to have a epsilon value, just to have 4 replace பண்ண பாருங்க, epsilon 5 by 2 by into 4. Now our epsilon value will be 0.64. So keep in your mind that இது ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சொல்ல மறந்துட்டேன். So where I was going to compare with my central general order format, you keep in your mind that, right? So omega n values should be both are same. அப்படி இல்ல இந்த மாதிரி 9 16 different values இருக்கு omega n square அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணணும்? So இங்க என்ன வேல்யூ இருக்கோ அந்த வேல்யூ எடுத்து என்ன பண்ணணும்? Numerator and denominator கூட மல்டிபிள் பண்ணிக்கணும். It will be cancelled each other, it will be the same value 1 தான் வரப்போகுது. பட் என்ன வேல்யூ இருக்கோ அதுக்கு எதுவுமே மேலே மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணிக்கோங்க. 9 அவுட் சைடு கொண்டு வந்துருக்கு, 16 will be inside it there, right? Then you could able to compare பண்ணிட்டு now find out omega and epsilon. Once just able to find out omega epsilon, it will be very easy. Rise time, peak time, same formula. Just go ahead, right? So இந்த மாதிரி sum கேட்பாங்க. So right, instead of directly they are just giving a transfer function, they are just going to give you differential equation. So in the differential equation வச்சுட்டு we people need to find out. So we need to solve, right? So we need to solve about taking Laplace transform, and we need to find out input and output, and we need to rearrange it, and we need to find out the transfer function. After also omega n is not equal to this numerator, right? So 9 இருக்கு, 16 இருக்கு. That's why I need to multiply numerator as well as denominator the same number, 16 by 16. 9 na வெளிய எடுத்துட்டேன். So right, so now it will be look like my second order system, right? So I'm just going to compare with my general second order system, and now we could just able to compare omega n value and epsilon value. Just once you just able to find out omega and epsilon, you could easily find out your peak time, rise time. Omega d oda formula enadhu once again to recall, omega n square root of 1 minus epsilon square. அப்ப இதுலயும் எனக்கு epsilon கிடைச்சிருச்சு, omega n கிடைச்சிருச்சு. இது ஃபைண்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா omega d கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். Then just substitute different, definitely could easily and find out peak time. So இதே மாதிரி rise time, right? So and then peak time. and then percentage overshoot, right? Everything is remaining, it will be everything is not same, right? Just note it down. Tomorrow I'm going to, that's called Monday. I'm just going to ask you some of your member, right? So just find out this time domain specifications, right? And just note it down. So Monday onwards, I'm just going to call one more person. So you people need to find out time domain specification of the given second order system. This is a straightforward question. So they are just given a no need to go with it any closed loop transaction. Already the question itself, they are just given a second order closed loop system. And it should be CFS by RFS 25 divided by S square plus 6S plus 25. Already they are just given a closed loop transaction. No need to go with it. And directly they are asking about time domain specifications. Such as rise time, peak overshoot, settling time. Right? So they are asking about these things also. Right? So note it down. So Monday, I'm just going to call one more person. Just you people need to give you rise time, peak time, and then settling time, and then maximum overshoot. This is a 10 mark question. It will be very easy. So என்ன பண்ண போறேன் general second order system கூட compare பண்ண போறோம். That's all, right? So general second order system, what is general second order system? Omega n square divided by s square plus 2 epsilon omega n s plus omega n square. So இதுதான் second order general format. இது கூட என்ன பண்ண போறேன் given transfer function கம்பேர் பண்றேன். where actually omega n square இருக்கிறதுல என்ன இருக்கு 25. அப்ப omega n value 5, right? So இங்க 2 epsilon omega n இருக்கு, இங்க இருக்கு 6 இருக்கு. just 2 epsilon omega n is equal to 6. already we know value of omega n. so நாங்க replace பண்ணிக்கிறேன். so epsilon இந்த பக்கம் வந்துரும், right? 6 divided by, already we know the values, right? so it's multiplication இருக்கு, that's denominator வந்துரும், right? 5 into 2. so அப்ப என்னது 6 by 10, அப்ப 0.6, epsilon value 0.6. Once you're just able to find out omega n and epsilon, go ahead with the damping ratio, right? So that's called not damping ratio, damping frequency. That's called omega d. That is called omega n square root of 1 minus epsilon square. Once you people are able to find out these three values, what are the very, very important value? Omega, epsilon, omega d. These are the very, very basic and important terminals we need to find out, right? Terminologies, right? So we need to find out these three different values. In the value, the moon value, but once you just able to find out on any given transfer function in the sense, definitely straight away you're just going to able to find out rise time, peak time, settling time, everything. So in the right rise time, peak time, settling time, and delay time, peak overshoot, இதெல்லாம் நான் ஃபைன் பண்ணணும்னா எனக்கு என்னென்ன பேசிக் டெர்மினாலஜிஸ் வேணும்? ஒமேகா, எப்சிலான் அண்ட் ஒமேகா டி. இந்த மூணு வேல்யூஸ் மட்டும் ஃபைன் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா it will be very, very easy, right? So Monday I'm just going to ask you one question. You people need to find out. Right, and Monday we're just going to see one more different topic that is called a steady state error. So anyway, I'm just going to give you that overall flow, right? So already I told that, right? So this is a given input time domain analysis. This is what my x-axis time. For example, I'm just going to give you a set point about, I already told that 50 kilometer, right? 50 kilometer car reach பண்ண நினைக்கிறேன். But I'm just going to give a step input for this given transfer function. Now your system will be under damped system, right? So we have solved two problems, and the two problems பார்த்தீங்கன்னா epsilon value it will be less than 1, right? Less than 1. That is called under damped system. This is called my under damped system. The oscillation will be look like this, right? It's never settled down at 50 km/h, right? So definitely it's going to be oscillated about 50 to 48, 50 to 48, 50 to 48. My ultimate aim is to reach 50 km, but it's not going to be reached anyway 50 km. It will be giving you oscillation output 48, 52, 48, 52. And the oscillation இருந்துட்டே இருக்கும், right? So இதுதான் the peak time, right? So this is what my peak time. So where we seen about peak time, just we need to find out the maximum peak, and we need to track that exact in x-axis time. So in the time then peak time. So right, so this is what my settling point 50 km reach பண்றதுக்கு நான் செட் பாயிண்ட் கொடுத்திருக்கேன், but my actual response of the system is reaching by about 90% of output. So என்னுடைய கார் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 48, 45 ரீச் ஆகிறதுக்கு எவ்வளோ டைம் எடுத்திருக்கு. ஸோ அதுக்கு அப்படியே டைரக்டா நான் சீயிங் மை கரஸ்பாண்டிங் டைம், தட் இஸ் வாட் மை TR ரைஸ் டைம். ஸோ மேக்ஸிமம் 52 கிலோமீட்டர் போயிருக்கா, தட்ஸ் வாட் மை பீக் டைம். And 90% of output reach பண்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் எடுத்து ரைஸ் டைம். And then settling time, it will be 2% tolerance, 5% tolerance, right? So we'll have two types of settling time. 2% of tolerance in the sense total outputல the error will be very 2% of இருக்கு அப்படின்னா அந்த டைம்ல என்ன டைம் வருது, that's what my settling time at 2%. Definitely it will take much time, and 5% of tolerance it will be before my 2%, right? 5% of tolerance. Error அதிகமா இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல. That's called my 5% tolerance, and this is what my 3% of tolerance, right? And where actually this time is now settling time. So rise time, peak time, settling time. So what are the process, right? We'll have everything. We are just now focusing on time, right? That's why it's called time domain analysis. We are just going to found the performance of our system in such a way that we are just going to find out the time, rise time, peak time, settling time. That's why it's called my what could I say, my time domain analysis, right? So anyway, I'm just going to conclude it over here, right? So this is what my settling point about 50 kilometer. What type of oscillation it will be given, right? So we'll see. So this is called my epsilon, right? Based upon epsilon. Epsilon is equal to 0. That is called my undamped system. Undamped, right? So epsilon less than 1, underdamped system. Epsilon equal to 1, critically damped, right? Equal to 1, critically damped. Epsilon greater than 1. So in a graphical எப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்னா, right? See, my equal to 0, that's called my undamped system, right? So it will be look like this. Undamped system, it will be look like this. So it's never going to settle down 50 kilometer. It's going to like this, right? So for example, my this one, right? It's my underdamped system. It's definitely it reaches its output around 50 kilometer per reach agum, but it will be some underdamped, right? It will be now undamped. Undamped. It will going to reach about 50 kilometer, right? It will be going like this. The error will be very less. But in my undamped system, it will not going to reach at 50 kilometer. It's going to be oscillations. Equal. That's called, if it is equal to 1, epsilon value is equal to 1, right? It's definitely it's going to reach its output, but it's take much time. It's much time, right? It's take much time to compare my undamped system. But there is no oscillations, right? There is no oscillation. But is if it is equal to 1, in the sense, it's definitely it's reached its my final output 50 kilometer, but it will take much time. If it is a greater than 1, that is called a overdamped system. It will not reach, but it will go like this, right? It will not reach 50 kilometer per hour, but it will going like this, right? So these are the classifications about my classification of secondary system. So 0, undamped system; less than 1, underdamped system; equal to 1, critical damped system; and it's no overdamped system. It will be now. It will be like this. It will not never reach my output, right? So these are the classification about my time domain specification, and these are the things, right? So anyway, it's now it's 11 o'clock. Anyway, I'm just going to wind up over here, and we'll meet by Monday. Thank you all. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Pa.
Thank you, sir.
சார் சாரே இல்லையா?